Hey folks, Jim Thomas here, Fitness Management and Consulting, and I appreciate you being here at the channel today. And for those of you that have not yet done so, please hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. And as always, if you find the information that I provide beneficial to you, please hit that like button as well. And then additionally, for those of you that have topics that you'd like to have covered here on the channel, if you have topics you'd like to have explored, or you have challenges you'd like to have talked about here on the channel, please feel free to, drop it in the comments below, or you can email me direct. My email's in the description box below, or you can direct message me on Twitter at Jim, G-Y-M, at Jim Consultant. And who knows, perhaps your topic will be the next thing that we discuss here on the channel. So let's get into our topic today, and it's 4 things that you don't know that you're doing wrong in gym sales. 4 things that you don't know that you're doing wrong in gym sales. And so number 1, you don't track your electronic communication. You don't track your electronic communication. For example, when you send an email out, do you know that it's opened? Okay, because if you know if it's opened or if you know if it's not opened, that can dramatically impact, how you're going to follow up and what you're going to say and what you're going to do. Are you tracking that? Okay, when you do an email blast, and I know we do this with a lot of organizations, when you send out an email blast, say you're using a constant contact, type of product, you send it out, who opened it and who clicked through and where they click through. Okay, I know we've got a lot of clubs that'll utilize this as one of their primary revenue sources. Is they'll send out the blast email, and hey, so and so, they're looking at personal training, they're looking at retail, they're looking at membership rates. I mean, this tells you how to follow up. This tells you how to communicate. Are you looking at your CRM? Do you know what your patterns of your customers are? Do you know what they're doing, what they're buying, how often they're working out? I mean, this tells you how to communicate. Okay, and it's great information, for the purposes of marketing. So make sure you're tracking your electronic communication. Number 2, you don't hustle hard enough. There's only one level of action, and for those of you that follow me here on the channel, you've heard me talk about this on other videos. Is there's really only one level of action that works, and that's massive action. I mean, to simply do nothing, to go into retreat, to be average. I mean, the world just doesn't care about that. We have to take massive action. And when we're talking about, kind of hustling hard enough, how do you know if you're taking massive action? Well, first of all, you have a whole brand new set of problems. Instead of having an empty schedule, now your schedule's so full you have a hard time getting people in. That's one way, okay? If you're a gym operator, that all of a sudden you used to have, plenty of places to park. Now parking's kind of tight. Or instead of, hey, no problem to get on equipment, now there's a line to get on equipment. That's how you start to know. If you're taking massive levels of action. You get a whole new set of problems because there'll always be something. But the big thing I want you to realize here on, you don't hustle hard enough. You want to be able to answer yes to this question. And the question is what I'm doing right now going to result in a sale? Is my behavior, is what I'm doing right now going to result in a sale? You want the answer to that to be yes. But always be hustling. You have to hustle more than anybody else. Don't let anybody out hustle you. Don't let anybody outwork you. This is one thing you can do, easily do, if you choose to. Okay? So make sure we're hustling hard enough. Number 3, you don't plan far enough ahead. And here's what I mean by that is we kind of just take each day as it comes. And one of the things that is crucial on this for you guys that are in sales or you want to be sales, you have to keep that pipeline full. You have to constantly be generating new leads. You have to be constantly nurturing, in other words, maintaining interest and desire of these leads, and that pipeline has to stay full. Because no matter how good you are in sales, if that chair stays empty, it makes no difference. Okay, you have to be talking to people on a regular basis. So make sure you're planning ahead. And again, I'd be looking at my plan of actions every month. Are you writing a plan of action? For this particular month. Right now in the month we're in, do you have a plan of action, or are you just going in and handling what happens that day? Make sure you're planning ahead. The big thing for you guys in sales, you need to keep that pipeline full. New leads every day. Pick a number. You're going to bring in 10 new leads every day. Now, what's the strategy to do that? And maybe you can do more, okay? Or maybe it's a little bit less. But pick a number that works for you, because you have to keep that pipeline full and you have to think, far enough ahead. The other thing too, when I talk about, kind of thinking far enough ahead, don't just be pushing when you're hungry. Don't just be pushing when you need something, okay? It's kind of like when we're hiring staff in a gym. You just don't recruit, you just don't interview when you need somebody. You do it all the time so that when you do it, you can make the right decision, right? Because when you do it when you're kind of under pressure, a lot of times you'll make the wrong choice on that, okay? And then finally, 4 things you don't know you're doing wrong in gym sales is you don't develop long-term relationships. Okay, all these folks that you're working with, if you're a sales rep out there that's doing 50 sales a month, 100 sales a month, develop long-term relationships with these folks. Because what's going to happen if you do? Well, hey, they're going to bring in their spouse, they're going to bring in friends, they're going to maybe add on a family member, they're maybe going to, buy personal training, they're going to, buy retail items from you. Okay, it's an ambassador program, right? It's that long-term lifetime value of your customer. But we don't build these long-term relationships. We sign them up and we go on to the next one. Okay, get to know these folks. Develop that sense of community. Because at the end of the day, if you're really good at this, that can be a lot of times the only thing you need if we're doing it properly, okay? But it takes, a regular day in, day out discipline to stay on that. So 4 things you don't know that you're doing wrong in gym sales. You're not tracking your electronic communication. You don't hustle hard enough. You don't plan far enough ahead. And you don't develop long-term relationships. Take a look at those. Which ones can you improve on? Can you improve upon all of them? You start to work on that and watch your sales skyrocket. Folks, my name is Jim Thomas. My company is Fitness Management and Consulting. Look forward to seeing you all in that next video.